And welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders, coming to you from Columbia, South Carolina, where the South Carolina Gamecocks are going to get on a plane, tomorrow, and head to Lexington, Kentucky, where they'll play the Lexington Wildcats this weekend. There's a gentleman that is not in the Big L tonight. He's not at his den of sin. He's on vacation in the Poconos. He is Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up,
What's
buddy?
up? What is up, guys? Lots of stuff going on in the chat room over there. Peg and Megan being stupid as usual. And Mike Luca spitting nothing but straight facts with UK being fraudulent. And we'll talk about them a little bit more as we get into this podcast. But guys and girls, I mean, it's gotten to a turning point in the season. I'm telling you right now. If things don't go my way Saturday night, I'm going to be extremely pissed off individual. I'm just fair warning you. It's time for the bullshit to stop. It really is.
Well, I'm going to ask you what the bullshit is in a moment, because there's varying levels of bullshit, and we'll get into that in a second. But let's thank our sponsors, Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. They sponsor the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, and I tell you what, the leaderboard up top, Sir Uga, I believe that's how he pronounces his name, is leading the way with 41 points. But this is the time of year Jackpot heats up. Jackpot's going to catch him. I can feel it. That's going to happen. Anyway, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. We appreciate them. Go by if you're in town. I know there were Georgia fans that did that the night before the Georgia game, and we appreciate that. Who's the next people that come into town? Is it Texas A&M fans? Jackpot?
It is.
Yeah. Well,
wooden gun twirlers.
You Texas A&M fans, you're welcome there. I don't know if they want you guys doing your yell practice there, but you're welcome to come and have some actual good food. So there you go. Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. Also, from Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport, Fireside Chat with Uncle Jackpot. Tell us the story, sir.
Okay. It sucks to be a Gamecock. We're about to go on the road this Saturday and lose to a shitty basketball school. We are an absolute joke. Watch us go get our ass kicked by a head coach that looks like a baked potato. We are truly a shithole. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
Zona Tucson wants to know what you're eating.
McDonald's.
Okay. That's a little anticlimactic. I was hoping you would
Dukes
say
has managed to build a superior team without doing any gay sitcom spoofs. He's managed to do it without doing shit, really. They're fraudulent can be. Very fool's gold type program. Very wet fartish type program. Very not fun to watch program. I mean, I don't know how you can be a Kentucky fan and not actually. I mean, as much as I hate Clemson, at least, I mean, Clemson fans have the satisfaction of at least the team is fun to watch. Kentucky ain't fun to watch. I mean, Tennessee's at least fun to watch.
Big Barney Ross says you're definitely going to find out how overhyped and fraudulent Boston College is. Damn it, Big Barney Ross. By the way, Jackpot, I sent you a package from Big Barney Ross. It should be it's a FedEx package. It should be at your house like today. So when you get back, you'll have something there for you. All right. So there's that. Something to look forward to when you get home. So thanks to Big Barney Ross for that. All right, Jackpot, let's do our picks so we can take calls. There's a comment from Tristan. He wants you at his wedding. Do you go to weddings with? I don't know. Are you past that point in your life? I don't know.
Marrying a girl?
Shit.
I just asked. I don't know.
That's a valid question. Oh shit! All right, hold on. Let's see here. Wow. I didn't think that would come from you there,
I'm just
Jackpot.
kidding. Sure. I mean, sure. I mean, all your wedding's not during football season, though. Everybody's wedding's on Saturday. So, when is it?
All right, so all right, here we go. I'm just gonna move on. That's what I'm gonna do. First game on the block here, Jackpot, is Tennessee at LSU. Tennessee is a 3.5 point favorite on the road. Jackpot, which way you rolling, man?
Back and forth on this one. Um, Tennessee's played some good football. Had an off week to prepare for this one. LSU. What did I do last week? Refresh my memory.
They beat Auburn at Auburn.
Yeah. You know, they fell behind that game like 17-0 to Auburn. I mean, how's that even possible? And I'm just thinking, if they start slow like this against Tennessee, they're gonna have a hard time catching back up. This is a noon game, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get that big experience. Those people, those crawdad eaters down there aren't going to be all sloppy drunk. I hate to say it. Give me Tennessee.
All right, so when you look at LSU, they have the loss to Florida State. I don't think Florida State is that good. And LSU hasn't really played anybody else. I don't think Auburn is lights out great either. But then again, I don't know. I mean, this was the toughest game to pick on the schedule. Now I know there are tons of Tennessee fans over there who haven't won shit in fucking forever since they were, AC Slater was on Saved by the Bell. That's the last time they remember winning anything worth a fuck. And if I say anything like that, they may lose this game. They're gonna I don't know, gather around their bonfire outside of their outhouse and make a voodoo doll and throw me in it. But I think Tennessee has the capability to go down there and win. Biscuit made a good point. It's 3 and a hook. Why is that? I don't know why they're doing that. I mean, they're giving you the hook. I don't know. So with that, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick Tennessee, but I still don't think Tennessee's worth a shit. I think on paper, if we just looked at just paper, LSU has a better team simply because they have more talented players. But I don't think Brian Kelly's offense and all that's right yet. I'm not really sure on Jaden Daniels. So with that, I'm going to take Tennessee, but would not be shocked if LSU hung around and beat them. I really, really wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. And this top 10. I mean, let's just face facts. I think Alabama and Ohio State are like the best two in the country, and it's kind of by a margin. And like Tennessee being ranked at 8, and Kentucky being ranked at 13, and Ole Miss being at number 10. I mean, these are not number 8 teams. Kentucky is not a number 13 team. I mean, they just aren't. Not what we're used to seeing in the past. It's just they have no one else to put there. So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't feel that Tennessee's a top 10 team, and they may win 9 games this year. They might. They did jump that hurdle and beat Florida, and that's great. But I'm not going to sit here and be, someone like this.
The SEC East is here to stay this year. Kentucky, Tennessee, and Georgia are top-notch teams, and all of y'all need to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. I mean, I'm not going to double down with stupidity and say things like this.
I think we have 3 teams in the top 10. Are we still the SEC least, by the way?
Yes. Yeah. It's not that you're not that good.
Taylor May just retracted his comment before I could get a chance to comment on how kind of dumb it was. He said, "Who's better than Tennessee? That's above them when we're ranked number 8." And I'm like, everybody.
Mike with the super chat, we appreciate. He says Tennessee is a fraud. Enjoy your vacation, Jackpot. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, but getting back to that, and look, it wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee won. Wouldn't surprise me if LSU won. I mean,
Yeah, this is
throw 100 darts and may end up 51-49.
And I can't lose because if Tennessee loses, I get to make fun of them. And if they win, I'll say, well, so what? LSU lost to shitty old Florida State.
Well, that's true, man. I tell you what, we've got the next matchup is Arkansas at Mississippi State. Hogs are a 3-point dog on the road. What do you think, buddy?
I think Arkansas beats Mississippi State. So I think Arkansas is a good team. And I think Mississippi State's probably flying a little high after that surprisingly easy win over Texas A&M last week. I think the Hogs will go down there and get them. I'm taking Arkansas.
I think that the Arkansas secondary sucks, and I'm going to take Mississippi State to win, and I think they're going to win big. There's that. Next matchup is Texas at Oklahoma. This line is ballooned up to like 7 points. It's at 1 when we put it out there. Jackpot, I'm in the camp that Oklahoma is not that good, but Texas is a shithole too. It's one of these it's 6 and 1, half dozen of another. I think I'm a little more confident in Sarkisian as a head coach over Venables, so I'm going to take Texas. Which way are you rolling?
What is our line on this game?
-1 for Texas.
Yeah, Texas all day. Has looked much better in the past few weeks. Oklahoma's actually absolutely looked horrible. You gotta be careful though. I mean, they've lost 2 in a row.
Yep. Oklahoma's been the shits here lately. They lost to Kansas State and TCU. Yeah, back to back.
Wait a minute. I'm going to change my pick. I think they reversed the trend this way. This has been happening this year. This has been happening. These teams go out and just have abysmal performances, and then somehow or another they rebound and kind of shock you. I'm going with Oklahoma.
All right, next matchup is Auburn at Georgia. Georgia is now like a 28-point favorite. On our opening line, it is at 13.5. I'm rolling with Georgia at 13.5. I mean, I know Georgia's been the shits lately, but 13.5 just Auburn can't score. They really can't.
Oh, and by the way, let me contact here if I can pronounce your name right. Radavius Hall. Both of you guys should start tracking who you pick because both of you are pretty delusional. What the fuck have I said that was delusional during these last 4 games that I've picked? Please tell me that.
I would love to hear that. And by the way,
you're an absolute. And by the way, we do keep track of who we pick. It's called the standings of this contest.
Yeah, it's on robandkaleshow.com. Go and look it up. Holy crap. Mike Luke,
you have a shoe who velcros your shoes? As Uncle Lou would say.
OU and UT is a poor man's UNC Miami. Good point, sir. Yeah, 29.5 now. I'm thinking that Auburn is Auburn's in for a world of hurt in Athens.
Oh, and by the way, we're
9.5. I would have probably went the other way, but
we're going to have people complaining about the lines, and I got one young man that
lines. I mean, that's
always tells me about the lines and how screwed up they are. I'm like, well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Every one of them, you're going to have a winner and a loser. Okay, you're either going to win. You're either going to get the pick correct. Or you're going to get it incorrect. It really doesn't matter. So,
all right. Well, anyway, we both like Georgia there at 13.5. Although if it were 29, I'd probably fling to Auburn there just a little bit.
I would too, because I don't think, I don't think in a rivalry setting, and just given the way they played the last 2 weeks, I don't think Georgia's just all of a sudden going to snap out of it. Something's wrong there. Something's wrong. The Kent State thing I could see being sleepy, really not giving a damn. But I mean, that was a conference night game on the road, and they just went out and I mean, it just didn't even look like the same team. It was very strange indeed.
All right, next matchup is Texas A&M at Alabama. Texas A&M is a 16-point dog going on the road to Alabama. I think that my pick is Alabama. I like them to roll, as they say, simply because Texas A&M has Jimbo Fisher, and Jimbo Fisher is dumber than a bag of wet hammers.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter doesn't really matter which quarterback plays for Alabama. They
Alabama.
Yeah, they're going to roll in this game. Texas A&M does not look good this year.
All right, so yeah, give me Alabama minus 16. Utah versus UCLA. Utah is a 1-point underdog on the road at UCLA. We thought Utah was just going to roll in and rip up Florida, and they didn't. But they've been playing pretty good football since then. Which way do you like this one, Jackpot?
Yeah, in a big game situation like this, I really just feel a little bit more confident in Utah. And I mean, what UCLA is 5-0 right now. I mean, they ain't going to stay undefeated. There's not. The law of averages says they're going to lose. I think they lose on Saturday afternoon to Utah. They're just a better team right now. That loss to Florida, but boy, I bet they wish they could have that thing back right now. So
yeah, I'm going to roll with Utah too. I think they're still the best team out there. Southern Cal's a fraud, so give me Utah +1. Ohio State versus Michigan State. Ohio State is an 11.5-point favorite. Michigan State's got problems. This is Ohio State's first game away from the horseshoe. I'm going to take Ohio State to blow them out, though. Give me the Buckeyes big.
Yep, definitely.
All right,
I think
next
C.J. Stroud plays pretty well this weekend, and there are no problems there. They cruise over the Spartans. Where's that game at, by the way?
It's at Michigan State.
Right, yeah, doesn't matter.
All right, FSU's at NC State. FSU lost at home to Wake Forest. NC State lost on the road to Clemson. So you got two losers playing each other this Saturday. Do you like the Seminoles +3.5, Jackpot?
So that's a tough one. NC State sustained a few injuries in that game. That I'm wondering about the injury situation on a couple of those guys. If I weren't on vacation, I would have been able to do a little bit more research there. I'm going to take NC State just with the home field advantage there. I think they get it done. I think Florida State's improving, but I think they're just a little bit fraudulent as well. So they were down pretty big to Wake Forest at one time in that game on their home field.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Two, that may have been a little bit of a mental thing with them too, with that hurricane that just came through, and that may have had some other things on their mind than that. But I don't know. I don't trust them. NC State, I think will get that one at home. So.
Yeah, I like NC State as well. They're a pretty good team, and I think we'll find that out as the season goes on. Give me the Wolfpack. I think they win by 7-10. All right, next up is South Carolina at Kentucky. Jackpot, you've lost 7 out of the last 8 to these blue bastards. What's the deal with that? And do you have a chance up there on Saturday? I mean, you're like 11, 12-point dog.
Yeah, what's our line here?
Line here is 12.5.
Yeah, I really I can't explain that one. I think it started to get mental after the 2014 season, and it's kind of gone downhill from there. South Carolina's more talent across the board than Kentucky, but they don't know how to utilize it. They do not utilize the talent properly. This damn Satterfield, and I'm gonna give this fucker one more chance this weekend. I'm giving him one more chance. That's what I was talking about earlier. The shit has got to stop. This falling behind early, these piss poor first halves, they've absolutely got to stop. You're not. I mean, you fall behind a team like this, you're not coming back. You're not coming back against somebody with a legitimate defense. Okay, you fall behind Charlotte by 8 or 10 points or whatever the fuck it was. You fall behind Kentucky, you're not coming back. Just like you fell behind Georgia, you're not able to come back. And the same thing with Arkansas. If South Carolina has a chance in this game, if they're to have success on the offensive side of the football, they have to succeed not because of Satterfield. They have to succeed in spite of him. This guy is god awful. I mean, I haven't seen an offensive coordinator who doesn't go in the booth. Why is he not in the booth watching the game? And what's the deal with this Freddie Kitchens guy? This NFL coach I got from some kind of an analyst. What the hell is he doing? What are they paying him for? Wasting money. They're wasting money. And it seems like the Kentucky athletic department, they at least make good decisions on who they're hiring and what the fuck they spend their money on. I mean, we're just wasting. We're wasting money. They've wasted money for years, and it's like the entire program just reminds me of Willie Jones on Friday when he stepped out on that freshly mowed grass, and he slipped and fell backwards and landed in a pile of dog shit. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, Izzo's right. He's got dude is horrid at creating rhythm with play calling. You're right.
Well, here's the thing. I think we'll all agree with this. Who do you think is the best athlete on the offensive side of the football? Just from who's the best athlete on that team?
I mean, it's Marshawn Lloyd.
I don't mean at the running back position. I'm talking about someone who can catch and run. Who's the best?
Oh, DeCarrion Joyner.
Okay, well, besides him, anyway, let me get what I'm talking about.
Jackpot. I'm not fighting with you here. I mean, I think both of those guys.
You just didn't get. You're not getting what I'm saying. Why is it that every person we're talking to in the off season talking about Jaheim Bell? Look, he's a Swiss Army type knife type tight end. He can do this. He can do that. He had an explosive second half of the season. Like blah blah blah. It's a short list between him and Cock Bowers and all these other people for the best tight end in the country. Motherfucker barely touches the football. He and if he does, he's lined up at fullback. What the fuck are they? What the fuck is this shit? I don't understand it, and I don't understand these stupid little passes out into the flat. They're going to get blown up by a legitimate defense. Why can't we develop more of a big boy vertical passing game? Get some seams open down the middle of the field. Quit throwing to the down sidelines. Stop with these little swing passes. I mean, hell, half our damn passes go behind the fucking line of scrimmage. It's retarded. I mean, I thought you're supposed to advance the ball that way, towards the opponent's goal line, not backwards.
It's north and south, not east and west. There you go. There's my help for you there.
Get it to Juice Wells, Josh Vann, and Jaheim Bell need to be the primary people touching this football. Instead, we keep trying to get it to fucking Amarion Brown and Xavier Leggett, who's got feet for hands. So, with that being said, I'm going to take the Gamecocks to cover.
Yeah, I'm taking the Gamecocks.
I don't think Kentucky's that good. I mean, I just don't. I think offensively, they're a wet fart. They've averaged. They have run the worst running games in the country. Now, granted, the tequila drinker has been off the field for 4 games, so obviously that's had a lot to do with it. But and he did rush for 70-something yards in the game against Ole Miss, but he had to carry the ball 20 times to do it. So I think if South Carolina can establish something early, maybe score early, don't get behind early, don't go out and play like shit in the first half, get in this ball game, stay in it from start to finish, I think they cover, and I think they have an excellent chance of winning. Because I think if you actually punch Kentucky in the mouth a couple of times, they're going to fold up.
Yeah, they just don't seem like they're the typical tough team. But there are other people. Jackpot sent me this video. What are we watching here, Jackpot? This is the Teddy Covers podcast? Is that what this is?
Well, it's called the Every Game on the Board podcast. The guy over there on the left facilitates it. He has different pickers that come in. They divide all the games up on the board into like 4 parts. And this was actually the end of part 2 of the Every Game on the Board podcast. You can watch that whole thing if you'd like to over on Twitter. If you want to go follow him at Drew Martin Betts, that's at Drew Martin Betts on Twitter. That's pretty good stuff. I think that a lot of college football fans would be interested in this.
Well, here's what they said about the South Carolina game.
Net profits since February. So, Teddy, throw it over to you for final thoughts, and if you have a most confident play of all the games we talked about.
I know you're not going to like this one. I'm going to look at South Carolina plus against Kentucky. I think the Gamecocks are going to hang around in that contest for a long, long time. And that you're going to have to put out service plays. College football that may well be on my service card for the weekend. So I do like the Gamecocks. We're going to make money with Beamer. We made money with Beamer's dad. We're going to make money with Beamer Jr. Mark my words. If it doesn't come this week, that's what coaches do. We like the things behind the scenes at South Carolina right now with your average program. And of course, as you mentioned, everything. I post all my stuff by Friday morning.
Net profits.
There you go. So they like it, and I'm just talking Kentucky because I've said for the longest time that Kentucky is a fraud, and I'm sticking with it. And I think the Gamecocks win on Saturday.
Yep, I level too. He had a pretty bad echo there, but if you understand what he said there, he said that we made money with Beamer's dad, and we're going to make money with Beamer Jr. He said we like the things that are going on behind the scenes at South Carolina more than your average program.
All right, well, let's look at the rest of our picks here. Jackpot and I both pick South Carolina to cover the 12.5. Jackpot, if you were going to bet on the money line, would you take the Gamecocks on the money line?
I don't know. Yeah. The delusional homer part of me says yes. Yeah, may not be the smartest bet, but I do. I mean, sometimes they've got to put this madness to an end, or at least put it to a pause for a year. I'm sorry. Kentucky is, they're a decent football team. They got good fans. I'm not here to disparage them, but they're miles behind Georgia, and right now, I mean, even on paper, the way they look, they're miles behind Tennessee as well. As much as I hate to say that, so
yeah. All right. Well, the next pickup on the list here, Jackpot, is Clemson at Boston College. Clemson's a 22-point favorite on the road. Boston College has Djokovic. Boston College has Zay Flowers, considered one of the best wide receivers in the ACC. But I haven't really been impressed with Boston College this season. Which way are you rolling there? You taking the Tigers or the Eagles?
Well, Boston College is 3-1-1 in the last 5 games against Clemson, against the number. It's homecoming for BC, and they have a bye week after this game. Clemson has to go on the road to Florida State the next week, and then after that, they have a matchup with suddenly ranked and undefeated Syracuse coming to Death Valley. The week after that, they got something to look forward to there. I think they really are. This is just kind of a disinterested game for them. I think Brian Brzez's not playing in this game. I said Xavier Thomas wasn't playing, but I mean, has that guy played all year? I'm not trying to be ugly, but I haven't even seen him play at all. So I'll take BC to cover that 22.5. I think they'll keep it closer than that. I mean, I may need every one of those points. Clemson may win 42-21. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if BC scores that many points. I don't really know what happened to BC. I mean, they were pretty decent the past couple of years. Jurkovic had put up some good numbers, and then he got hurt last year, and then he missed the entire rest of the season. And he's come back this year, and he doesn't look like the same quarterback.
Yeah, I'm in the camp of I get what you're saying there, but I'm thinking that Ucla figuring this shit out. Clemson's beat them 11 times in a row. Not that any of that really matters, but some of the games are close. Like Clemson won 19-13 last season. They won by 6 the year before that. That was the game where Trevor Lawrence had the COVID, but they won by 52 the year before that. You just look, in 2016, they won by 46 in Chestnut Hill. I think the Clemson defense is too good. I think they're going to cover Zay Flowers because it's pretty much all Boston College has. I'm going to take the Tigers and lay the 22. I may be silly here. Call me a fanboy. I'm fine, but I'll take Clemson minus 22. The final game, the Kale Hall shitter, Georgia Southern at Georgia State. Georgia Southern is a 2-point underdog. Jackpot, which way you rolling in the shitter?
Georgia, who's the underdog in this game?
Georgia State.
Georgia State's a 2-point underdog. I'm going to take Georgia State to cover. I think Georgia State wins outright. They got a nice win on the road last week at Army, and I think they keep it rolling. They keep it rolling. This is Clay Helton's Georgia Southern team too that got Scott Frost fired.
Yeah, and that's my thing. I think that Georgia Southern is just the better team. I think Georgia State's won one game on the season, and now they did play tough at South Carolina. We'll give them that. But I'm going to take Georgia Southern over the Fighting Sean Elliott's there. Plus 2 points. All right, Jackpot, there are our picks. Let me get this submitted here, and then we will take some phone calls. The number to dial is 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. I'm going to make sure the number stretches across the bottom of the screen for you here so that you guys...
Yeah, make sure it runs across the bottom of the screen because, we don't make anybody mad.
Yeah. Can I play the phone call? We got a voicemail. I want to play the voicemail, Jackpot. Can I do that?
Play the voicemail. If y'all listen to the Sunday night podcast, this is the individual who called drunk 2 times. This was the third time he called, and it was a voicemail.
He called, and it went to voicemail. I'm going to play you the voicemail right now. Here it goes. Come on, there we go. Hold on. I think he was trying to say, I don't know what he was trying to say there, but hold on. Let's see. I'll play it again. I should have downloaded this. My fault. There we go. Come on, play, stupid.
Hey, what are you doing?
Don't get drunk and call the show. That's the best thing. This is after you've been on the air for a little bit, and then he went silly. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Super Luigi says we're much better than Paul Feinbaum. Oh, thank you for that, sir.
Thank you. It means we're superior to a dick with ears.
Yeah. He doesn't. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey, how y'all doing? Long time caller, first time listener though. One of the things that I think we all love about college football is like the history and the tradition in that. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yep. In the spirit of that, I was wondering if you guys would be willing to share maybe a memory from your favorite moment during the hashtag 1998 season, or how old you were in 1998. I'm going to hang up and listen. Thank you.
My favorite memory from the Gamecocks 1998 season, I was 23 by the way, would have been the opening week win over Ball State, because it was the only damn game that they won all season long, and that preceded a 20-game losing streak. You remember that, Rob?
I do. In fact, the Clemson football team that year was the shits. They went like what, 3-8, something like that.
Yeah, and South Carolina lost to them. Do you remember who South Carolina lost to the week after they lost, or after they beat Ball State?
Was it Carolina?
No, it was Marshall.
Oh, that's right. Well, no, yeah, I'm looking at it. It was Ball State, then Georgia beat them 17-3, and then they lost to Marshall 24-21. Jesus, y'all got housed. Y'all got dicked by Mississippi State 38-0. Holy shit. I mean, just dicked. At least you scored on some other teams. Lost to Kentucky.
Who would have been the coach at Mississippi State then? Would that have been Sylvester Croom? Or no, Jackie Sherrill?
Jackie Sherrill.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, you guys only won one game. Clemson won 3 games that year. They beat Furman, Maryland by 23, and then South Carolina by 9.
Good Lord. They lost to Wake Forest.
Clemson got dicked by Virginia Tech and Florida State. They got the
get beat by they beat by Duke?
Yeah, they lost to Duke 28-23.
Oh my God.
On the road. Wallace Wade Stadium. This is pre fucking, man, this is terrible.
I remember that Virginia Tech game. It was at Clemson. Was it like 38-0 or something?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, the Virginia Tech game was at Clemson 37-0. Oof. Yeah, so there you go. I guess my favorite 1998 memory for the caller there is Clemson winning over South Carolina 28-19. Man, that was a shitty Palmetto Bowl. Both teams combined had 3 wins.
God.
No one outside that game wasn't even on TV, I bet. 1998, I mean, there wasn't even a pay-per-view. You had to listen on the radio. That was it.
No, that was probably still on Raycom.
What a shit game that was. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. I'm wondering, the Kentucky fans, where they are tonight. There's normally like 3 or 4 Kentucky fans over there that are running their mouths, but maybe they're worried. Who knows? Who knows on that front?
No clue.
I mean, Kentucky, I've stood by it. I don't think they haven't done anything that's impressed me all year. Will Levis, by the way, breaking his finger, and then shit. His finger is broken. He's dealing with his ankle issue too. I mean, I'm sure he's going to play, but we'll see. Back out to the phones we go. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Hey, it's Big Barney Ross. I just wanted to call in to say, now, I've been saying this for a couple of years now. The only reason Kentucky looked good on the past few years because everybody else was so bad. I'm ready to take that a step farther. You get all these calls, well, if we were in the ACC, we'd have 8, 9, 10 win season every year. What good's that do you? You win 8, 9, 10 games in the SEC. What good's that? I mean, we can't beat Georgia in the East. We're going to go to the ACC and not beat Clemson? It's just gotten to the point where Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, Missouri, I mean, who really separates ourselves? I mean, well, we're all so far behind Georgia even our coach back in January, well, we done some recruiting, and we're going to try to keep on winning these 10, have these 10 wins. Now, you need to be saying, we're going to recruit. We're going to try to get faster and bigger up front so we can compete with Georgia. Until we start actually recruiting and trying to play with Georgia, who cares about an 8-9? It's not. What do you get for that? What do you get for that? Big Barney Ross, y'all think about it. I'm out of here.
Thank you, Big Barney Ross. I hear that there are some Kentucky fans that want a banner hung saying that they've won 8 out of 9 against South Carolina if they win this weekend. Mike from another super chat says, I have the 98 game on Betamax. Go Cox. Also, Wake Forest would destroy Tennessee. Absolutely.
Oh, damn. I'd like to see that. I can play it.
Yeah. All right. Out to the phones we go. Welcome into the program.
Yeah, I just heard that rambling, bambling, whatever that was, that guy was talking about. It looks like damn Missouri competed with Georgia pretty damn good last Saturday. From where I was sitting, hell, they should have lost. Missouri should have won that game. They scored one more touchdown in the red zone. They beat fucking Georgia.
Well, I mean, but you can.
Everybody sitting there wanting to crown Georgia as the SEC East champs, and they can barely beat fucking Missouri by 4 points.
Well,
really?
That's okay.
You check what Tennessee will beat fucking Missouri by 40 points. I hope Georgia comes out there and plays like that against Tennessee because we're going to shove our foot right up their ass.
Tennessee kind of struggled a little bit with Florida early going to that game.
I love Tennessee fans. They just want to get their point across. They don't really want
to. Dr. Vol?
I think that was. But I think
Tennessee played like shit against Florida in the first half of that game. Don't try to act like they didn't. Anthony Richardson was running all over. Anthony Richardson threw for more yards than Hendon Hooker did in that game.
Yeah. It's
Anthony fucking Richardson.
Uncle Lou makes a valid point. Tennessee beat Pitt by 7 in overtime. Yeah, and Pitt's like this isn't last year's Pitt team. This is not last year's Pitt team. So they're pretty good on the defensive line, but other than that, they're not really good. They're not really good. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Jason says that fraudulent team is ready to go 8-1 of their last 9 against USC Junior and 15-4 in their last 19 overall. Once again, sir, you are part of the problem. You are that fan base that thinks that, okay, if we win 8 out of 9 against South Carolina, we should tell everybody about it. We should hang a banner. Put that down there next to the fuel points thing at Kroger Field.
They definitely are keeping up with it.
Yeah. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. The Biscuit. How are you?
Hello, Biscuit. Do you think Kentucky fans will hang a banner saying they've won 8 out of their last 9 against South Carolina?
What color is that banner going to be? Pink?
I don't think it'll be pink. It'll probably be tie-dyed. That's what I would think.
Yeah. So I wanted to call in and share my my favorite 1998 memory.
Sure.
It was my in honor of Lou's call in. So it was my first trip to Baton Rouge, and I think we were ranked. Georgia was ranked like 11th or 12th, and LSU was 6th. I have never been to a campus before where I felt like I was going to be assaulted. That is one of the scariest place to go on a road trip. I'm not kidding you. We pull onto campus. They're spitting on our car. We were tailgating. They're stealing our hats off the top of our heads. All sorts of crazy stuff. Anyway, we ended up winning the game. That was when everybody thought Quincy Carter was going to be the greatest quarterback in the history of mankind. We won by a point, but I think we won by a point. They were ranked 6th, and they finished the season like 4-7. That's how bad it was. They lost like 6 out of their last 7, so it turned out to not be too great a win. Yeah. So there's my favorite 1998 memory. I also had a question for you guys.
Sure.
Do you know of a tampon emoji that's on in the chat room that we could use? Because there's a chat room guy named Sancho that might need one.
If there's like some thread, like a spool of thread, that might suffice. I don't know.
I mean, this guy has gotten so upset at me. I have given Tennessee fans more crap than anything, and they handle it well. Those guys like Bo Hunting and Billy Cole and those guys, they put up with my crap all the time and move on from it. We got some fans that just get hurt over it. So maybe if we had some tampons to help them out, maybe that'd make things better.
Some people let the internet get in their feelings too much.
Yeah, I might. Right. Okay. All right, guys. Well, have a good evening.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later on.
Yeah, what he's saying about the LSU fans, I mean, that's true. I went to that 1996 Peach Bowl, that Clemson LSU Peach Bowl.
Yeah.
And I mean, the game was boring as shit. I remember that, and they were all smashed, man. And they had that one half of the stadium, that whole entire end zone of that whole side was LSU people, and I just had this huge fight just broke out just amongst themselves. And they weren't fighting Clemson fans; they were fighting themselves in the end zone. I mean, it took probably about 20 Atlanta police officers, I think, to break that shit up, and they cleared them fuckers out of there, man.
If you want to piss off some LSU fans, just tell them they had to get a Big Ten retread to win a national title at quarterback. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Evening, Tater Man. Evening, Jackpot. So I've said it before. I'll say it again, but Tennessee truly is the poor man's Notre Dame. And I always thought it was kind of like a funny chirp, but I actually dug into the numbers. It's worse than I thought. So if you cut off championships beginning in the 1980s, Tennessee has one. But we can go back to the black and white era. We have Tennessee winning championships in 24, 29, 46, 49, 66. Let's look at Notre Dame. We have 1938, 1940, 1950. Oh, 67 was a big one. Tennessee is a joke. I don't know why they think they can beat LSU, and I'm not an LSU fan. Tennessee is just, their fans are out of control. Everything they do is out of control. Tennessee's not a good football team. They do run a gimmicky offense, and Hooker's about to get fucked.
All right, well, the fucking. There you go. Jackpot, are you reading what I'm reading here? You reading what I'm reading that just got sent to us on Twitter? Shout out to Undercover Boss from he's tweeted us what Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio says. A lot of speculation online, but here's what's real. Will Levis is questionable for the game on Saturday. He has an injury different than the finger that isn't long-term serious, but could leave him out. He will be a game-time decision. And I don't want to butcher this young man's name. I think it's Kaya Sharon will be the quarterback if he can't go. That's what Matt Jones. I mean, Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio. They're with it. So I am retweeting this now, and you guys can do your way with it here. But yeah, it looks like maybe Matt Jones isn't going to play.
Will Levis.
Excuse me. No, I mean Will Levis. My fault. Yeah, but
Matt Jones is the reporter.
Yeah, Matt Jones is the reporter. Very good, Jackpot. One of us needs
to stop shoving these malt balls down my gullet.
Why is that? How come nobody?
I'm already bigger than a damn house. I don't need no more.
You're on vacation, Jackpot. So
yeah, I know, but
they're malt balls. My Karen, you like malt balls, don't you? Yeah, Karen likes malt balls, so why not?
They're good. There's a candy store near here that it's called Country Kettle, and there's a billboard with an owl on it with his big googly eyes, and he's saying, "I've never seen so much candy."
That's funny. All right, anyway, I just retweeted that stuff from Matt Jones. We'll see how that works out for the Gamecocks. If Will Levis doesn't play, I think South Carolina wins outright. I don't know anything about this Kaya Sharon guy. I mean, who the fuck is he? No clue.
I don't know.
Anyway, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Because it looks like Will Levis apparently may or may not be out for this
I
game.
can't even find any stats on him this year. There's passing stats just have Will Levis listed. We don't have Brad, Kaya, Sharon.
Beast Bailey says Will Levis is not playing. There's a report that he is. Sure, I don't know. It's like
Is that the thing the finger on the hand that he stirs the mayonnaise spoon with?
Yeah, I don't know. He's got the other finger up his butt, probably. Anyway. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Final call for calls this evening as we roll along here on the program. Jackpot and I have made our picks. If Levis doesn't play, that's it. That's it. I mean, in my opinion, that's it. I think South Carolina goes up there and gets the win. How can you not go up there and get that win against a backup quarterback? You're going to have the edge there. Well, I forgot who your offensive coordinator is.
Well, I mean, it's going to be like 2019 when I beat them, and then we beat them, and they cried for a whole year. The only reason you beat us was because they had the McLean kid playing quarterback. You played a backup quarterback. That was before Lynn Bowden Jr. took over.
Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey, it's Chris from Georgia. He was talking about a backup quarterback. Does it count? Because I've been told as a Tennessee fan for multiple weeks that even if you play a backup quarterback for just half a game, the win doesn't count. So if they beat Kentucky, does it count?
Who told you that?
You guys said, oh, well, you got to play a backup quarterback against Pitt. I mean, we beat the shit out of the starting quarterback, and that's why we had to play a backup quarterback. Kentucky or South Carolina didn't do anything to warrant this grace, but
no, he was walking the dog on y'all, and then he bowed out gracefully.
Yeah, I think
he was walking the dog. I think they were losing. I think the backup was better than that.
I think that if Slovis played the whole game, you'd lose.
I mean, they were losing at halftime with Slovis in the game. I wish he would have. Honestly, the backup, he seemed to see the field a little bit better. Slovis is just another USC reject. JT Daniels, Slovis, Jackson Dart. They leave and everybody expects them to be a 3,000, 4,000 yard passer, and they're like, they dribble their way to 2,200 yards for the season, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, they're supposed to be pretty good."
You have a USC reject at wide receiver.
He's not quarterback though, and we got a coach that can coach him up.
Yeah, but he's a USC reject.
I'm so sick. Hold on. I'm so sick of you guys thinking you have the best fucking coach ever. What the fuck has this coach done? We got a coach that can coach him up. So what? You won 7 games last year.
Let's see. He's had a top. Ever since he's been a high
this year is
he's had
against
a top
Pitt
10
in
offense
overtime
every year.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He's had top 10 offense, scoring offense every year.
That's the thing. Then I hear this shit. You don't know if he's a great coach or not. He won 7 games last year. Shane Beamer won 7 games last year. Is he a great coach?
But compare him now. Compare him 5 games into the season.
By the way, Shane Beamer won his bowl game. He didn't get
blown
dicked in his
out
bowl
by every game. He lost by an average of 20 points.
But he didn't get dicked in his bowl game.
Beat them so that they could lower that average a little bit.
He has more like in his current job, he's got more bowl wins than your coach does at his current school. So there's that.
I mean,
then we should say Shane Beamer's a great coach.
I don't know what to tell you.
We got a coach that can coach him up. You know what the fuck you got yet? You're 11 games into this guy. He could be the shits. Will Muschamp was great for fucking 2 years at South Carolina. Won 7 games and 9 games a year after that.
Will Muschamp at Florida. He didn't have back-to-back top defenses. Like you couldn't bring him in and say, okay, he's a consistent defensive mind. He's going to give us the top. Like he didn't do that at Florida. His defense sucked there too. If he's got to be the head coach and worry about head coach stuff, he can't coach a good defense. Josh Heupel has coached a good offense everywhere he's been, and he's coaching a good offense now. I mean, you guys give Lane Kiffin all the credit in the world, and the dude's had one top 10 offense his entire time as a coordinator or a head coach, and that was at USC. with Reggie Bush. He didn't even have one in Alabama. And y'all give everybody Lane Kiffin's the most innovative offensive mind in the world.
Look, I'll take over your guy.
That would be stupid. I mean, my guy's on pace to do the exact same thing Lane Kiffin did, and he didn't have to replace 40 players.
Being on pace doesn't mean anything. You can be on pace and fall the fuck off on your face. Doesn't mean you're gonna be the greatest thing ever. You know, Tennessee could lose 4 out of their next 5 games, and then you're sitting there looking at everybody, and you're 6-4, and you're like, what the fuck happened? I mean, are you still we still got a great coach. Still got a great coach. Still got a great fucking coach. We're 6-5 though.
But maybe
Purdue won't fucking try to. Maybe Purdue won't fucking mouth pump us in the bowl game again if we get them. Maybe that'll happen.
But if they win, will the win count since Will Levis doesn't play?
Well, yeah, of course. We gave you credit for the win. You beat Pitt in overtime with their backup quarterback.
Yeah,
congrats.
you put an asterisk on it though. You put that little Kale
Brother,
and Rob asterisk on it.
Look, hold on. You need to shut your dick sucker for a second. I picked you to beat Florida.
To be honest with you, if you had beaten them, and Slow Bitch had stayed in the game the whole thing, I would have found another reason to disparage Pitt. So
yeah, you know what I would have said? I would have said
it's
something
all gravy, really.
Of, I don't know, you're the most cheating program in like the SEC in the past 20 years, and that's how you won the game. I mean, we could come up with anything.
I mean, that's fine.
Can't really argue that, can you?
You really think we're the most cheating program? Bastards. We've literally
you're the most no. You're the most sanctioned program in the last 20 years. Look it up.
In the conference. Okay.
They apologize for that, though, Rob.
20 years. Oh yeah, you apologize for that.
They apologized and they reported it. By God,
if the NCAA had a set of fucking balls, you would have been sanctioned back to the millennium. But whatever. With the shit that you did, whatever.
I mean, you said the same thing about New Spring. The only reason why the NCAA won't touch them.
Hold on, sir. You have no proof of that. We have proof of what you did. There is proof. The school agreed to it. They said that they fucked up. The school did. So don't bring your nonsense of, there was a rumor that a pastor gave some money to Clemson. You have no fucking proof. We have proof from your school. Your school admitted to it. You are a cheating ass university. That's what you do.
To me. It sounds like they went and rid of a Bammer that came in and brought his shit he learned at Georgia and Alabama, and he tried to do it at Tennessee, and they said no more. And
you really are.
And clean.
You're a Tennessee fan that left fucking Tennessee, and you're living in Georgia. That's all I need to know about you.
Okay, like what's that got to do with Tennessee being better than
you were smart enough to get the fuck out of Tennessee?
I'd go back if I had property there. I've got property in Georgia. I would go back to Tennessee. Live here, with the exception of taxes. Every year, I live here pretty much free. Why would I go back to Tennessee?
Cool. Do you have anything else that you would like to bring the program?
I mean, do you live in Anderson or?
I live in South
Carolina.
Or do you live
away from Clemson? Are you allowed to be a Clemson fan? Did you go to Clemson? Are you allowed to be a Clemson fan if you didn't go?
I'm allowed to be a Clemson fan, but look, the state of South Carolina is better than Tennessee is. Y'all just got fluoride in the internet not too long ago.
Oh my God, you get Myrtle Beach, dude! Like
Myrtle Beach. Goddamn motherfucker, Myrtle Beach. Exactly. Yeah, we know the song. Good night.
If you want to get stabbed looking at the East Coast, go to Myrtle Beach. That's y'all's slogan to go to Myrtle Beach.
If you want teeth and you don't want domestic violence, you should probably.
I guarantee it. You're going to spend your time in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and be like, "This is pretty cool. I like Dolly Parton." That's what all the South Carolina rejects do, anyways, because they can't.
Right. Yeah. By the way, my wife makes a very valid point. Tennessee fans end up in Myrtle Beach. That's where they go. The normal people in South Carolina don't go to fucking Myrtle Beach. They go to Charleston. They go to fucking Hilton Head. They go to Hunting Island. The only thing in fucking Myrtle Beach are Tennessee and goddamn Kentucky fans. Gamecock fans there. Gamecock fans don't fucking go there. They go to Charleston too. Or they do what Kale doesn't go to the goddamn Poconos.
Fucking Spurs up dude goes to Myrtle Beach. C. Patton over in the chat room says people from all over the country are flocking to Tennessee, not so much South Carolina. That's fucking inaccurate. I mean, we can't get our roads in Greenville County right because of all the fucking people from California, New Jersey, New York, Arizona, and all over else over the goddamn United States of America are flocking to Greenville County, South Carolina to take up residence. I'm living proof of this.
I don't know if this stat's correct, but we'll put it up there. 90% of the people in Myrtle Beach at any given time are from Ohio, and they're probably Kentucky or Tennessee fans. So there's that. Thank you for that, Uncle Lou. Yeah, nobody from here goes to Myrtle Beach for vacation. If you do, you're just going down there for fucking. You're not going for vacation. That doesn't happen. You go to fucking Hunting Island. Jackpot's on vacation in the Poconos. Let's start that
Hunting
shit.
Island, I've been there before.
Exactly. Hunting Island is awesome. Anyway, Chris Foster says they don't feature any Tennessee towns on live PD or cops. That's because the majority of your cops
probably because they couldn't charge to get the camera equipment in there. And,
they don't have the you don't have the battery capability to keep the cameras going.
You gotta have infrastructure to do that shit, believe it or not. So that Jeffersonville, Indiana, was that where one of them was filmed? Jeffersonville, Indiana is more advanced than Tennessee. How's that feel?
There you go. There you go with that. Baylorman says, I love Myrtle. People want to see the CCU teal turf. Sir, that's not Myrtle Beach. That's Conway. There's a difference. Difference between Myrtle Beach and Conway, sir. Just saying. And, Don Derval says Tennessee has the #1 offense in the. Well, congratulations to you, sir. That's awesome.
They have like the next to last defense too.
Yeah, your defense is the shits though.
Best restaurant that I've ate at so far on vacation. So the buffet was good. Other places I haven't really eaten anywhere local. We're gonna try one little local spot tomorrow. I ate at Red Robin today. That was good. I also ate at Perkins. If you ever heard of that before, that was pretty good.
Sacha says we can't talk shit about crime. Memphis, yeah, that's a good point, sir. I mean, Memphis is like Beirut. Nobody wants to go there.
Biscuit says the region in East Tennessee, Southwest North Carolina, and North Georgia is beautiful. Yep. Good old Rabun County.
Yeah. Anyway, 803-470-2905. If you guys would like to join the program.
Area between there and Franklin, North Carolina. I took the wife over. I took her on a 2-lane highway between Franklin, North Carolina, and Highlands, North Carolina, a couple of summers ago, and she really was going to kill me right there in the car because the ride was just like so. I mean, we were like hanging, like literally off the side of a damn cliff. There's no rail or anything over here on this side of the highway. I mean, you could just see straight down, probably about 500-600 feet down. So.
Now, your wife's a sweet lady. Did she slap you upside that bald head for driving like an asshole?
Yeah, she did, and like she accused me of going that way on purpose to scare her. I'm like, I didn't know that this road was like this. I'm like, I've been this way like one time in my life. And she's like, so you admit it? And I'm like, I did it like when I was a kid. Like I went up through here with my dad. I'm like, I can't remember all that. So yeah.
Oh man. Well, when we go on vacation, my wife drives. I don't drive. I let her drive. Let's see here. Big Barney Ross with the Super Chat. Kentucky fans don't go to Myrtle Beach. Yeah, okay. Jonah says if that's Highway 28 out of Walhalla. Okay.
No, but it was near there. This is the road. The highway out of Walhalla goes up to Cashiers. And then you go over to Highlands. This was the highway between Highlands and Franklin, North Carolina. So it was on past that. But yeah. Ooh.
So my wife drives go ahead, I'm sorry.
If you've ever been highway from Cashiers, North Carolina, like Rosman and Brevard, North Carolina, but that can be some scary shit too if you're looking off the right-hand side of the road. It's like you're literally like going like around this granite quarry. The highway runs like right through it, and it's pretty scary.
when we go on vacation and we let the wife drive, and this is back like, I don't know, 15 years ago. We had a GPS, and she's like, we're going to use the GPS to go to wherever it was we were going. So we take the GPS, and it runs us on this circular road up a mountain, and we get to near the top of the mountain, and there's a fucking elk up there that I wish I knew Big Barney Ross at the time, because he'd have shot that thing and ate it on sight. This massive fucking elk looks like it's going to run into our, what was it? Rocky Mountain elk. And it almost wanted to like ram the van that we were in. So maybe I should start driving when we go on vacation, but the wife just gets us lost and shit. It's pretty much what it boils down to now. And then with the daughter back there bitching at us, we're going the wrong way. That's pretty much what it boils down to now. Billy says, what's the closest village or hamlet Clemson is close to? Village?
Westminster. Seneca.
Jonas says, Highway 129 through Tennessee is beautiful country. 300 curves and 11 miles, no railing. Brock says, elk tastes pretty good. I mean, I'm sure it does. I think we joke about Big Barney Ross, but he's probably like Deadpool with the damn 2 guns and swords or whatever on his back, just running around killing animals and shit.
Jackpot Jr. just sent me a text message that Vegas knows something is up. The line on the game was just dropped to Kentucky favored by 7.
I tell you what, if you lose, like, who's the guy with Kentucky Durbin that's in here? He won't show up on Sunday. That motherfucker will ghost like crazy if that happens.
Yeah. So, yeah, he was asking me just now, did I know anything about their backup? I said no. We'll probably lose by 35 now.
Brock says elk and kangaroo are both really good. I've never eaten kangaroo. I don't know. I don't know if I'm eating kangaroo or not. Yeah, the wife says she's not eating kangaroo either. We're not eating that. Jaden, will you eat kangaroo? What about you, boy? Yeah, Jaden said he'd eat kangaroo. No, we're not going on. Where the hell did you get kangaroo at, Brock? They sell that shit at the Kroger or the Doshers by your house? What the fuck is that all about? It's some damn kangaroo. There.
I don't think, is that even legal to sell?
I don't know. Billy says you will destroy your TV if they lose to a backup quarterback. If you lose to a backup quarterback, are you going to be big time pissed? Because you'll be pissed if you lose anyway. But I mean, are we like talking Galaxian level pissed if you lose to a backup quarterback?
Yeah, but I mean, well, see, here's the problem. The problem is all that backup quarterback is going to do is turn around and hand the ball off to Tequila Boy the entire night, because they know that damn defensive line has been taffy as fuck all year. So they're going to have to load the damn box. And make this macho savage, whatever his name was that you called a few minutes ago, beat you through the air. And Hector Camacho Macho, the backup QB. So.
Shit. This could be the win that gets South Carolina on track, though, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't care. I mean, who's, of course, I would like to beat them at their best, but.
Jonas says the UT Bama game looks like.
I got will be complaining about it.
We talked about that earlier. We think Bama wins big time, regardless.
Milrose
7 will be a sucker bet. And he said he's here, win or lose. And I don't doubt Big Barney Ross, but I do doubt these other fake ass Kentucky fans showing up. They'll be talking about when can we get basketball tickets.
Milrose quite the quarterback.
Yeah, well, they can just throw the ball to give the ball to give and just run it up the damn middle.
J-Rock Beat says this game will define Beamer's legacy at Carolina in year 2.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
O Hunting says Kentucky could beat y'all with a one-legged, half-blind quarterback, sir. Okay.
This guy right here is flip-flop back and forth like more times than I can care to count. The other night on Pigskin Pete's show, he was telling us he hopes Kentucky or Uncle Lou's that Kentucky beats us by 50 because we've been talking too much shit about Tennessee. Then earlier, I think he said that South Carolina was going to win. Now he doesn't know what university he's in. I don't believe.
Jackpot, we need to mark this statement here from Chris. He says, "You're not winning 9+ in year 2. Your coach ain't it."
Okay.
What if are you, so your coach isn't it if they go 8-4 this year? Make sure we're going to keep that one. Remember that one, Jackpot. All right. Anyway, you have anything else you want to go over there, Jackpot? Or are we done?
I really don't. But they have one more. Kentucky. Tennessee does. They have one more sure win on the schedule. UT Martin, I think. The school that Marcus Satterfield used to be a coach at before he decided to touch little girls. So they'll win that one, but other than that, nothing else is for sure. Nothing else for sure, including
implying your offensive coordinator touches girls. Holy shit, Jackpot!
Including that, well, he did. That's why he got fired. Including that tricky little game at the end of the year in Nashville.
Big Barney Ross says their backup is the Pakistani slingshot champion. I don't think he's joking. I think the guy did throw the did that for Pakistan. God damn it.
I understand what you're saying there, J Rock Beats, and I'm not trying to argue with you, but I don't think this is going to define. You could say it may define his legacy and the temperature of the program so far, but I don't think it's going to define his legacy at South Carolina as a whole. That remains to be seen. That would be determined by how long he stays here. He may not even have a legacy here. Would you think that? Rob? Would you say Will Muschamp had a legacy at South Carolina?
Yeah, it was a legacy of sucking asshole. That's what his legacy was.
What game defined his legacy?
I don't know. The fact that he held. They won it over East Carolina. They beat Michigan in a bowl game. Maybe that's, They
beat NC State.
Great. Maybe his legacy is he never got within 21 points of Clemson.
Could be. I personally, I would like to thank Lane Kiffin and the Beach Bum for getting that bastard fired.
Billy says blowouts at Mizzou, Vanderbilt, and USC Junior, just like last year. You're not blowing out all three of those. No. I don't think you're so fucking great. You're 5-0. Your best win is a piss poor Georgia team, or Florida team, and a piss poor now Pitt team in overtime. But y'all are gonna blow everybody out. God damn.
They struggled with the Florida team that sucks butthole.
Yeah, sucks absolute butthole. Like all of it. Exactly. Biscuit says South Carolina has a chicken legacy. That's bad, Biscuit.
Oh.
Anyway. Billy also says Tennessee has 2 losses coming, Georgia and Alabama. Dr. Volunteer says Pitt isn't that bad. They were ACC champs last year. Yes, they were ACC champs last year, but not this year. They're not as good as they were last year.
Texas A&M guy says you suck, absolute butthole, Jackpot. Good evening.
All right, well, there you go. Florida will beat USC by 24. Oh, okay. So you're taking Florida minus 24. Okay. I'm telling you.
I like that bet.
Together. South Carolina didn't lose by 24 to fucking Arkansas on the road. They're not going to lose to Florida by 24. But whatever.
No.
Yeah, anyway. we'll see on those 9 wins, sir. We'll see how that works out for you. All right. Well, appreciate you guys joining the show. Jackpot, are you streaming Saturday?
Without question.
Well, there's a special gift for you on Saturday from Big Barney Ross. I hope you take care of it.
Awesome.
It should be in your mail. So.
Jackpot's wet fart says Jackpot can suck my butthole. No, I'm not, because you got a wet fart coming out of it, apparently.
Wait.
I want to get wet fart all over my mouth and nose.
There's a screen name that's Jackpot's Wet Fart. Fuck made that? You guys have way too much time on your hand.
Somebody's got a screen name that says Jackpot's Wet Fart.
How the fuck does that happen? All right, y'all. We'll see you guys later on. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you later.